was kind of excited about that. So, are you guys awake? Because I know we're at the end of the day. Okay, awake. Good deal. All right, so everything I do in my business revolves around relationships. So, I know you've heard it a million times, right? People are not going to do business with you. They're not going to book parties. They're not going to join your team if they don't know, like, and trust you. Very good. So sometimes when I'm coaching my team, I hear, I've asked all these people and no one wants to book a party, no one wants to join my team. I give up. Have you heard this before, or have you said it before?
Yep.
Yeah? All of the time, right? So the first thing is, and you've heard this before too, the day that you plant the seed is not going to be the day that you pick it and you eat it. So building relationships takes a lot of time, and it takes effort. And not just effort, but consistent effort. How many times have you heard the word consistent while you've been here at SFR? A lot, right? It's a lot. So, and how many of you are in a committed relationship? A marriage, partnership, even best friends, right? That takes work.
No joke.
Work. Oh my gosh, the level of communication and openness, and I think someone said it already, like you have to date your customers, literally. You have to date your customers. So communication is extremely important, and it can literally make or break a relationship. And some of you might be in here saying, yep, and I'm one of those people, yep, it has made or broken a relationship. So I want you to think about what your booking conversations have looked like in the past 90 days. So first, have you had any booking conversations? And then what do those conversations look like? That is a huge, huge piece. So every time I'm helping my team get over a slump in their business, tweaking their verbiage has been the game changer. So I did ask if my team was in here because I'm going to talk about one of them. True story. Not really. I have a teacher on my team, and she came to me and she said, Kimberly, the amount of people, and she's a math teacher, the amount of people that I'm asking to join my team, statistically, someone should have joined my team by now. So I said, okay, well, shoot me a screenshot of what you're saying. They're like, what are you saying? We tweaked this much of her verbiage. In 2 days, she had someone join her team. Verbiage, what you say, how you say it, is so incredibly important. I can't stress that enough. So, what you say is, of course, is extremely important. So how many of you have heard arrows in and arrows out? Mm-hmm. You heard that? Okay, so just in case, if you've never heard that before, arrows in means it's about me. Arrows out means it's about you. So, a lot of times we have these conversations, arrows in, and we're not even realizing it. So, before I click the slide, because it's going to give you all the answers, who can give me an example? And you can just shout them out of an arrows in booking conversation. Make it about me. Make it about you. Join my team. What about booking a party, though?
I'm trying to earn a promotion. Will you book a party?
Yeah. I'm trying to earn a promotion. Book a party. Help me. What else? I'm trying to reach my goal, yeah? So, and honestly, you guys, I'm not gonna stand here and be like, I've never done that before, because I have, right? We've all done something like that, something or at some point or another. So,
they're kind of hard.
I'll help you.
Oh, thank
I'll
you.
do it. Oh.
You're a sweetie.
In my work. Okay, so these are some examples, yes, of arrows in conversation. So I've been challenged to book 10 parties, or my directors challenged me to book 10 parties. I'm in a booking blitz. Who wants to party? It's about, that's making it about me, the consultant, right? So I need one more party to meet my goal. I think that's all of them. I'll take a picture. I know y'all are waiting to take a picture. Okay, so do you see how those are all about me? And if you've done those before, like I have, it's okay. You can recover, you can come back. And honestly, some of you might be sitting here saying, I've done that before and it was successful. You might be saying that, and it's possible that it's successful, but I will tell you, the amount of relationship building, the posture that you put yourself in whenever you have arrows out conversations is completely different. So, what if we had an arrows out conversation? What would those look like? Make it about them. What's in it for them to book a party? Do you want free stuff?
Mostly great way to get Christmas gifts.
Christmas gifts.
Connect with your friends.
Let's go out with your friends. Look at that. Okay, so, yep, my best customers never pay full price. Let's get a free half price. You know, let's try to get it for free. Let's have a girls' night. And then my favorite one is the if I would you. And I use this all the time with my team, with my customers, people I'm trying to join my team. If I do something, will you do something? If I say I'm gonna do something, a lot of times people will come back and be like, well, if she's gonna do something, then yeah, I'm gonna reciprocate. So, if I showed you how to get it for free, would you be open to hearing how or hearing more? That is a game changer for me. Just wait. No, you're good. You're good. All right, so my gut check before I have any conversation with anyone is if it fits these, okay? So does it fit the TINY acronym? Have you guys ever heard of TINY? So TINY stands for their interest, not yours. That's arrows in, right? So if someone said to me what I'm about to say to this person, how would I feel? Would I respond positively to this very long text message with a link at the end to book a party or to make a purchase, right? Just how would I respond to what I'm about to send to someone else? And then, would I say this to them if I ran into them at the mall? That is huge. You're not going to send the cool message, OMG, we just, like this whole long thing about something that we just got, right? You're gonna start a conversation. It's a back and forth conversation. So your words can literally make or break everything that you do, especially online, especially if you're typing or texting it. So if you've never looked at your verbiage before, I would definitely start there. So turn to the person next to you, shake them, and say, check your words.
Right, yeah. Check the words. Check your words, girl.
I'm telling you, you have to.
Check your words. All right, so let's chat about my favorite. Sorry, thank you. Let's chat about my favorite way. Let's chat about my favorite way to book parties. So, how many of you consistently follow up with your customers? That's more than I thought was going to raise, so that's amazing. Very good. So, I know I said if you're not asking people, the answer really is always no, but the way that I book the most parties is telling them and not asking them. But hang on. Let me elaborate. So, okay, good. So when I find up with someone, and let's say they say, you know what, I do want to place an order. I want a mini pack and a 6-pack of bars. What I do, before I do anything, is I go to my workstation. I open a party. I place their order on the party through my PWS as if I was them, and then I go back to the message. Okay. I wanted this to look like what I wanted to look like a conversation. Okay, so, all right, you're good to go. You should be getting your order confirmation here shortly. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's the normal response, right? Thanks. Okay, here's where that piece comes in. You are so welcome. Listen, if you know anyone who would love what you got, or maybe they come over and they say your house smells amazing, share this link with them. If they use it, you get credit. It's like your own Cincy referral link. If you, it's not sneaky, it's smart. You could get another 6-pack for only $15 and a mini warmer for free if 3 people purchase the same thing you did. That's just host rewards.
Yay.
Host rewards, okay? And then I love to take the party link and shorten it, just so it doesn't look like a party link, because it's really, really long. So I like to shorten it. Really? I mean, I'm sure I have a few friends that would like what I got. Awesome. Well, if you need any help when you're sharing your link, just shoot me a message. And that's it, okay? So, that conversation. And honestly, a lot of these things I do through voice message so they can hear me. So if I know some of you are like, well, you just said not to send a long text message. Normally, I would do something like that in a voice message so it doesn't look as long, because the majority of us, when we see a long text, like my mom will send like long text, I'm more apt to not read it. So, now, some logistics with this. Everybody got their picture if they need it? Okay, so some logistics with this. I always shoot for 8 parties a month. That's a goal. If you have ever participated in accelerated leadership before, that is a requirement, or else you cannot participate in the program, so that's kind of just what I've made my baseline be. So let's just say it's the first of the month, and I already have 4 parties that were started at the beginning of the month. That means that I have 4 parties left to get this month. If you're on the first of the month and you have 0 parties, then you have 8. So the first 4 people that I'm following up with and having a conversation with and building relationships with, and they come up like, you know what, I saw something and I do want to give it 10% off. I do need to place an order. Cool. Make a link for the first 4 people. Does that make sense? Now, let's say someone comes back and they don't want it. I'm not going to share it. I don't want that. No worries. I'm going to pop back in there, change the name of the host, and give it to that next person who wants to place an order, right? Like, guess what? It already has an order on it. So you're already like even closer to it, right? So I just kind of tweak my verbiage to what they need to get to their free and half price. But let's say in a week I check back and I say something like, you know, hey, how are you doing with your link? Because you never know, they might have shared it with 10 people, maybe at work or their friends, and their friends might be looking. I never want to assume that she didn't share her link. Just say, hey, how's your link doing? And if, doesn't matter, yes or no, this is where I pitch my favorite way to party. Insert your favorite way to party, right? Let's meet at Starbucks. Hey, come over to my house. Let me do a Facebook event for you. I'll jump on for 30 minutes. It'll be super easy, be able to share everything with them. That is how I insert my way to party. Now, this is kind of important. So if they say no, or if it's been open forever, and maybe it does have a couple orders on it, and it's getting close to maybe like the 90-day purge, if that even is still a thing, and they're not responding to you. If there's rewards, I've had that happen. I tell them, hey, your party is going to purge, and you can choose this, right? Like you can say, hey, your party link is going to close in 2 days. If you want your rewards, you need to use it. If not, there you go. You just got yourself some rewards, or you can pass it on to someone else. You can do a mystery hostess, whatever you want to do with it. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So that's the first way that I book parties that works like a charm. So do you think that could work for you? Yeah. Okay, cool. So the second, sorry. So important, that last part that I didn't do. No, if they say no, make sure they know that you're going to close their link. You never want them to come back a week later and be like, okay, I'm ready to use my rewards. And oh, sorry, I closed it. You don't want any kind of like negative stuff that way. So, all right, how I book parties the second way, I call my personal booking blitz. Okay, so I really only do this once a year, maybe twice a year, maybe during the catalog changes, okay? Because honestly, it literally sets me up for the entire year with parties. And 2, if you do it more often, people are gonna know what you're doing and they're gonna catch on, and we don't want them to do that. So, it tends to not work if they know what you're doing. So, what I do is snap a picture of myself, smelling something, holding something, whatever that looks like, right? And I'll post something like, where's my Cinnaholics? Comment a number between 1 and 15 along with your favorite bar scent. I'm looking to send out some samples next week, so don't be shy. Something super easy, right? So they know that if they comment, they're gonna get a sample. And everybody wants a sample. So from here, I jump, anytime that whenever they comment, I jump to Messenger, because all of this has to be in Messenger for compliance purposes. I'll say, hey Sarah, wasn't vanilla suede the best scent ever? Where are my peeps at? Yes! Okay, so we're just pretending that she commented vanilla suede in 12. Okay, that's what we're pretending that she did. Absolutely, I'm glad I was able to get more of it with Bring Back My Bar because I had a conversation with her and she had a Vintage Club, right? Right, and I'm so glad you were able to get it to your club order. Me too, that's a lifesaver. Hey, before I let you go, since you chose 12, would you be interested in trying to get a 6-pack of wax for $12 and a mini warmer for free? Now listen, if she says no here, say, no worries. Are you still okay if I send you a sample in the mail? Nobody's gonna say no, right? And that's the end of it, right? You send her a sample in the mail, you put her in your follow-up, hey, what did you think of that sample? That's that piece. But they're gonna say, tell me more, or yeah, or what does that look like? Yes, please. What do I need to do? Awesome. You just need a qualifying order, and you have 100% control on how you get it. Now with that little piece, again, you are in control. You say, let's get some girls at Starbucks. Come over to my house, right? This is where you pitch your thing. So for me, I just say, you know what? You're in control on how you do it. I don't care how we do it. But it's basically like getting 4 of your friends to purchase a mini warmer and a 6-pack of wax. Sounds like a plan. That's awesome. So this next slide is the important one. This is the one that you'll want to take a picture of. Here's how to do what I just said in rewards. So you're going to use the perpetual party reward. That's an extra half off that Cincy's going to give you. It's going to take a cost of the 6-pack of wax down to 15, half off. They pay the 12, leaving only $3 for you. If you ask me, if they're going to bring me people that I don't know and place an order, that is worth $3 to me because who knows, they could be my next superstar director. Right? Oh, absolutely. Good. So, and then the mini warmer is free with their credit. Now, once the party is like, we're done and we're good, I will say, hey, I remember, let me think of my verbiage. Remember, I mentioned that you would get a mini warmer for free. That was just an example. If you don't want a mini warmer for free, we can choose something else that's $20. Or if you want something more expensive, you would just pay the difference, right? I never want to trap them into what that is. I let them choose. So, okay, so here's the fun part. So from this, I want to share my personal successes and I'll give you some more successes. I personally booked 17 parties. So I was done. Like I didn't have to ask because I know from those parties I'm going to book more parties. So I was good to go from that one post. And then I really want you guys to not just listen to me. These are some of my team who did their own personal booking blitz, and some success that they saw. I'm getting tongue-tied. So we're talking about dates. I did it again. I have 5 so far. I got a text party. I got my first one. Oh man, thanks. Got my first yes. Got 3 now, right? So it does work. You just have to try it. Just have to try it. So let's say your friend who's a consultant with another company that you do enjoy, you do purchase from. If she came to you and said something like this, how would you respond? Would you do it? Sure, I'll try it. That was me saying it. You? Oh, okay. Okay. So, because what? I'm making it about them. I'm not making it about me doing a party. I'm trying to get them the free and half-price stuff. So, let's put this into practice. So, who wants to book up their August and September and potentially the rest of the fall? So, let's give it a shot, okay? So, if you have a picture that maybe you took a selfie of earlier, or maybe you have something in your bag right now, I'm only going to give you a couple of seconds to maybe take a selfie. This is like the implementation portion of the presentation. So, but yeah, something like this, right? Like, you don't have to say those words, but you want them to choose a number, and you want to say you're sending samples, right? You got laundry samples that you can do. What else? I'm starting to... Well, something that we can like give them samples of. We can't cut a scent circle and can't do body anymore. You got the laundry, okay? And then potentially you're gonna take your testers and maybe get some more testers and you can give those out too, right? So you're gonna have samples potentially to give as a thank you. So let's say now I have those parties on my calendar and it's time to make sure my host knows what to do to make sure that her party is going to be as successful as possible. So one of the biggest things that you can do with your host is to say, you don't have to do anything. I got this. Has anybody ever said that before? Because I have, and it turned out really, really bad, right? So I'll handle everything for you. You don't have to do a thing. So your host does have to work, and I'm pretty sure you guys know that. They have a lot of work. They have the most important job. They have to get their friends to wherever it is that you're partying at. So these are my host coaching tips for online. Some of the things you're gonna see might not fit if you do home parties, so I will say that if you are a home party person, please make sure you check out the host coach tips in the workstation because they are phenomenal. So I like to connect with my host about 6 to 7 days before the party. We start chatting about it. Less is more. I feel like, and this goes also for your new teamies, whenever you're like, all right, we're gonna do a launch party, and we're gonna do Shooting Star, and then we're gonna get you to certified, and then we're gonna just start level 2. Then we're going to, help you sponsor. It's like information paralysis. And the first thing that we do as humans when we're overloaded is we shut down, and we don't do anything. So I think less is more. So I only give them 3 tips. It's just 3. Invite no more than 50 people. You want the people that they invite to this party to feel like they're not a number, hundreds of people, right? You want them to feel hand-selected by the host. You want them to message either before they send the invite or after to make sure, because we all know that we've been invited to a party somewhere on Facebook and we don't see it or we forgot about it. So messaging or that personal connection is definitely important. And then participate, because you would be very surprised at how many hosts don't show up to their parties if it's online. Or it's the equivalent of the host at a home party sitting in the kitchen throughout the entire party, right? They're not there, not participating. Hosts that participate and tag their friends of hosts they think they're gonna like, those parties do so much better. Okay, so I normally send my tips in a video. It is very short, like 2 minutes short, okay? And this is, if you don't know her, this is Kimmy Sue. She is, she's super sweet. She's from Texas. Well, she's from here. I forget where I am. So I have her do it for me because she's just so sweet and so nice. But I have also found that people respond to things in different ways. So I got this from my friend Lacey Perkins. Cover all your bases, right? Do a voice message, do a video, and do text of all the same things. Cover your bases, because you never know which one is going to stick and they're going to resonate with. So the next thing is after I send that video and she's invited her friends, I ask her to choose some VIPs. Now it depends on how big the party is. If there's only 10 people RSVP, I might ask her to choose 2. If there's 50 people RSVP, then I ask her to choose 10. It's completely up to you how you do it. But I send those guests a pre-party pack. So, when was the last time you were invited to a party, home, online, any type of party, and you received something in the mail before the party ever started?
Never.
No one. Okay.
Never.
So, this is a game changer. So almost no one does this. And as you looked around the room, like none of you raised your hand, which is what I was assuming. But the best part about it is, you guys, this costs a stamp. A stamp. And if you want to get technical, the brochures cost money, but you get the drift, right? I'm not sending like a bubble mailer. It is literally just a stamp. And it's a great way to engage your guests before the party. And I will tell you that whenever I send these, I find more people order the scents that I put on this sheet. And honestly, guys, this is just the new releases. I made it in Canva. I just separated them out and stuck the stickers on there. There's a product list, Cinema brochure, my personal brochure, which is just like host and join and me all in one, telling them that they're a VIP guest, and then I print out some things that, like what's going on in May kind of a thing. And they love it. I get so many more orders, especially with the scents that I send them, and sometimes I send the classics, or they're not classics anymore, but I send the top sellers like Blueberry Cheesecake, right, and Luna. I send things like that too. So, Now, before I get into what I found to be the most effective way to party, what happens when things don't go as planned? So what if no one orders? What if no one shows up? What if the host doesn't follow any of the tips that I have sent her? What if the host was thinking about joining and her party flopped and now she doesn't want to join? How many of you have had any of those things happen? If you're not raising your hand, I see you shaking your head. It happens to everybody, okay? Everyone. If it hasn't happened to you yet, you're lucky, congratulations, but it happens, okay? It happens. So don't let those, like Becca Levi calls it, the itty bitty icky committee, do not let them overrule those thoughts. Come out on the other side. Do you like that? Itty bitty icky committee. Okay, so if I have a host who doesn't seem to be following my directions, I politely remind her that, the hosts who follow my host coaching have been the most successful. Their parties have more sales. All you have to do is just follow those 3 tips that I gave you. It is so simple. So I make sure we go back to make sure that she did those 3 things. So, now again, if my host did everything she could and the party was still a flop, it is my job as her consultant to be a cheerleader for her, to reassure her that it's okay, right? Some of my best hosts who have successful parties, we just did it at the wrong time. It was on the wrong day, it was at the wrong time, so let's try it again in a couple of months. It's okay. And if you have never paired whatever party style you're currently doing with another party style, you should do it. So if you do online, partner it with a bag or a pouch party. If you do a home party, tack it on with an online event. Go live so people who are out of state can watch live, right? Always kind of mesh your parties together. I know that we are a party plan company, we're a home party company, but the more that you can do all the styles at once, which might seem overwhelming, but the more you can do at once, the better your results are going to be. Okay, so, because I mentioned I moved 4 different times over my journey, online parties, like I said, has been my go-to type. So, as far as specifically how I do my online parties, okay, I'm not gonna dive into that because literally my outline is in the online virtual parties group. Is everyone in that group if you're doing online parties? Okay, online, it's right there, online virtual parties Facebook group. And you'll look in the files for 30M party. So, but my parties are under 30 minutes because I know that if these people or you are anything like me, I do not have an attention span for anything more than that. I don't have an attention span for a week party or an hour's party. I just can't do it. Even 30 minutes is honestly too long for me sometimes. So, the first thing, is it? Under 30 minutes. So I want to share with you what happens in that 30 minutes. You're going to get an idea. So the first one is a roll call with the door prize. Hang on a second. So to keep it in compliance, we can only offer samples as a door prize. But let me tell you, when you post a picture of this, because it's online, they know what they're going to get in the mail. So I have a picture of a bubble mailer with some confetti coming out of it with a bunch of samples, right? The body, the laundry, wax. I even put old testers in there so they feel like they're getting a ton of stuff. That is my door prize. It's free for them, and it's also very low effort for them to get it. Like a post, comment, like my business page, jump in my VIP group, right? Those are very simple ways for them to get points towards the door prize. The second post is a video of how I use Cincy every day. Is that the right one? Yeah. So they can see everything that we use in a really short amount of time. So has anyone seen my video? On my okay, it's a pinned post on my business page. So literally I used to hoard this video and put it on YouTube, unlisted. I don't want anyone to see this, but it's literally the pinned post on my business page. So if you'd like to see what I share, you can see that. The third post is a custom album. So what that means is I pretty much have the catalog broken down into graphics or images. I know a lot of people don't like making graphics, but my thought process is I don't want them leaving Facebook, ever. I don't want them going to my website. that's why I have it on my business page now, because I don't want them to go to YouTube, because as soon as they leave, what happens on YouTube whenever the video's over? There's another video for them to watch, and they're not going to come back. So I want to keep people in the party. I never want them to leave. So the custom element is a really easy way to shop. They can comment on the images that they want, how many, the letter. It's super, super easy. Again, that is also my business page. You can see it. It's public. The fourth post is a book their own event. And if you thought I was sneaky earlier, that post is sneaky. So all it is I'm holding up a Cincy Go. I don't even know what it says, but it's a play on the words, right? And at the very, very bottom of the picture, it says, with your own qualifying order. And I don't say party, I say order. With your own qualifying order. So I probably says something like, get your own Cincy Go solid for $15, thank you. And then pack of pods for free, 2 packs of pods for free, something like that. It's just the host rewards, but I'm putting that there just to cover this. Okay, the last post is really just a thank you and just to tell them that we're done. Also, to keep things not a lot of notifications, not a lot of information for them to scroll through afterwards, is I put everything that's important in the party in the comments of that thank you post. So I link my custom album, I link my video, I put the order form in the comments of that thank you post. So all my host has to do is say, hey, I noticed that you didn't make it to the party. I'm gonna tag you in the post that has everything. It has everything you need to know. So all she needs to do is just go to that post and tag them in the comments. Super, super easy. No one has to scroll anywhere, or I didn't find it, or didn't know where it was. It's all right there. Okay, another thing is I like to make things as easy as possible for my customers. So let's say my normal before is I'd be like, what's your email? I'm gonna send you a PayPal invoice. Who uses PayPal invoicing? Or something like that, Square invoicing or something like that. So you get it, invoicing. I learned the hard way. I had a party, I don't remember how much, it was close to $500, and I said, all right, I'm going to send you an invoice, a PayPal invoice. One of the people who was a customer in this party worked at a bank, and apparently she'd seen some horror stories with that. She told everyone not to order. I lost the entire party because I was using something that I had always used. So that was my lesson learned, passing it on to you. However my customers want to pay, you best believe I'm going to find a way, right? Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, however you want to send it. If you want to mail it, I can't place your order right now, but I'll be right. I'm going to find a way to make it work. Please don't do that. Don't let that happen to you. Okay, so did anyone post on their Facebook? Anyone? Oh! Does anyone have any comments? Yay! Do what? Nice. Good, good. Did you try it? Okay, good. So if you didn't try, if you want to wait home to make sure that you're your hair is perfectly coiffed and stuff, right? But it definitely is a game changer, so I definitely want you to try it. So when you get home, you're gonna want to send those samples out the door if you participated in that. And then I really want you to think, how can you simplify how you're doing your parties now and your host coaching process? And one of my baselines for everything is, when I said it earlier, what I'm about to do, how would I react if someone sent it to me? So if I'm hosting a party for another company, if she sent to me what I'm about to send to her, how can I make that better? How can I say that better? How can I tweak that? Just put yourself in another person's shoes to see what that looks like. And so one of my favorite questions is, what's one thing that you took from this session that you're gonna implement next week when you get home?
Everything.
Wording.
Verbiage.
The verbiage.
Verbiage? Yeah? You're so funny. Short. Anybody else? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be it. Take me out of the equation.
Do it. Yeah. do it. And this is the perfect time too because, well, starting in September, because you're gonna have all these new scents. You create a whole new release sheet, super easy. But yeah, anybody else gonna do something different when they get home?
I'm getting sneaky.
Get sneaky. Who said it? Get sneaky stuff. And I what? Referral link. Yep. 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 I don't even ask them. I just like, hey, use this link. Yeah.
If someone takes a scent that you don't have on stock, what would you suggest? Something that smells similar, or what would you do?
Oh, you're talking about like the sample that I send? I can send out samples? I normally just send out the scent of the month. If I have something that's similar, I will, but normally at the end of the day, I normally just send the scent of the month. Yes.